may not be reused in any way, shape, or form without an express written consent of the ABL.
Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai, oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for 3. That goes in. What a play!
Justin Young，19號 Vincent Cam，25號 Michael Williams，22號 Tommy Graham，23號 Vinton Cam，30號 Washington Cam，主教練 Terry Lewis，助理教練 Matthew Van。
There's a packed house in here today.
Macau Black Bears， 澳門黑熊，榮號 Nelson Chan，3號 Kenny Manigault，4號 Jeremy Ler。 大家俾啲掌聲我哋嘅主隊澳門黑熊，或者有請雙方球員握手致意。我哋今晚嘅主裁判介紹下 Chen Ying Zhang 嚟自中華台北。 Empire One 張千俊嚟自呢個中華台北，以及我哋嚟自馬來西亞嘅黃星輝。Miguel，13號 Brandon Harris，以及10號嘅 Warren Lam 兩隊。 賽於1分鐘後開始。
The rise to greatness continues here in Macau as we are once again saying hello from Hall E at the Venetian, where the Macau Black Bears play host to the Saigon Heat. This is your ASEAN Basketball League for the 2019-2020 season. I am Anton Rojas, and joining me for this coverage is Coach Josh Reyes.
Right, great to be here, Anton. Back in Macau, Hall E at the Venetian Casino, Hotel and Casino, here for an interesting game. Both teams coming off heartbreaking losses. You know, just when you thought that these both teams, Macau Black Bears and Saigon Heat, are coming off big wins and building on their season, they follow them up with disappointing losses. So both teams looking to bounce back tonight.
And both teams with different storylines in terms of their development at this point of the season, because the Saigon Heat playing for only the second time with their new imports, Torian Graham, and of course the big man wearing jersey number 25. You can't miss him, Moraquinho Michael Williams.
Yes, he is a unit out there. He got the first touch of the ball game, did not convert, but however, they got the stop in the other end and got the first 2 points on the board.
Well, Graham had a very impressive debut for Saigon last Sunday, tallying 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. So they're definitely going to need some consistent production from him. But speaking of consistency, this man right here, whether he's in foul trouble or not, is a picture of consistency for the Macau Black Bears.
I mean, you cannot talk about the Black Bears without talking about Mike McKinney. You know, he is the man that runs the Black Bears show. And he's very, like you said, he's very consistent. You know what he brings to the table game in and game out. You know, a lot of penetrations, dishes. He leads this team, and really, the heart and soul.
You mentioned the penetration of Mike McKinney. 9 out of 10 from the free throw line in their last contest. And that's what makes him such a tough player to stop. Just like this guy right here, Kenny Manigault, spinning and scoring on that drive.
Another guy who's been steady. In fact, has been very stellar for the Black Bears all season. Manigault being really a very, very potent partner to Mike McKinney.
And walking in is Ryan Watkins. Well, he told us during the last time we were here, Coach Josh, that he's really developed a bond with his boys, as he would call them, Mike McKinney and the rest of the guys from the Macau Black Bears. Even if they lost in the last game here, we can see Ryan Watkins here to support the Macau Black Bears.
Enjoying the sights and sounds of Macau. Maybe after enjoying this game as well.
Well, we also received news about Watkins being released by Mono Vampire.
So he has a lot of free time right now.
So who knows? He could be showing up. It's still a long season to go, Coach Josh. So you never know.
Talking about big fella, the new big guy in town. Moraquinho Williams had his second attempt. Both of them misses. So let's really see. It's really interesting to see what kind of production he can bring to the table. But as we talk about production, this guy needs to step up a lot. Talking about Thompson.
Thompson, I was talking to Coach Kevin Yurkus earlier, told me that Thompson is really their leader. A lot is expected of him in terms of setting the tone for the Saigon Heat. And he actually has led Saigon in scoring in 3 of their 4 outings so far in their young season.
Yeah, scoring and has been really rebounding really well. 9 rebounds per game. So really he's their steady presence, trying to provide some sort of stability in a very unstable situation Saigon has right now. They really lack continuity and familiarity with each other. They've had a lot of player movement, guys coming in, guys leaving, guys not being here because of injury, as we see a spectacular shot right there from the corner. Offense was nowhere to go, and then Liang just knocking down that tough shot over defense. Now going back to Saigon Heat, it's very evident on how they're running their offense right now. They had a couple of turnovers already. Not really good shots, not really having a lot of fluidity on their offense. That's because they're not very familiar with each other yet. A lot of, again, like I said, a lot of player movement, personnel movement, and I don't think they have that familiarity and gelling all season.
Spot on, Coach Josh. I confirmed that with Coach Kevin Yurkus earlier. I asked him how many practices has this particular group had, and he said 0.
Wow.
So that's very tough.
So coming into the game.
Oh! Kenny Manigault looking like playground legend Earl the Goat Manigault.
The GOAT!
And he actually told me that he's related to Earl the Goat Manigault because they're from the same area, Charleston, South Carolina, before the GOAT moved to New York and became a playground legend.
That's amazing. I remember watching that movie about Earl the GOAT, one of my favorite basketball movies of all time.
Meanwhile, we see Tran slicing and dicing to the basket. First field goal for Tran. And I think to add to what you were explaining, Coach Josh, as we see the usual from Mike McKinney, the locals have to step up for Saigon as well.
Mike McKinney knocking down a 3-point shot. I have a story to tell you about these 3-pointers Mike McKinney has been.
Okay.
But later on, let's talk about that as we continue to watch the action here.
What a pass. Manigault zipping it to Leung. And it looks like the ball might have slipped from the fingertips of Leung. Kind of rushed that shot. 13-7 is our tally in favor of the home team, the Black Bears. Young on the drive. Justin Young. Williams gets denied by Edwards.
That's the thing about Williams, looking at his background, he's a big presence, he's a big unit, he's a mountain of a man as he gets subbed out early, but really he hasn't been productive in his stops in various places in the world. So, maybe here in the ABL he can show what he can really do. But he went to really good schools, colleges in the States. He went to Kentucky, he went to Duquesne, and then finally at Citadel. So, he's been around. It's just a matter of showing and producing.
And maybe also trying to get accustomed to the climate here, the ABL life, all the traveling. Coach Kevin told me that he literally just arrived last Sunday, as in the same day of his first game, and he came off the bench during that loss against Mono Vampire.
Pretty tough from a guy from Solihull, England. He's a really the British giant, if you would allow me to say so. But really tough coming from that kind of place.
And just like that, Coach Josh McKinney is already in double digits. He's got 10 points.
Another turnover from the Heat. Illegal screen right there, not establishing the screen before moving. Very dangerous times. Right here the Black Bears can blow this game out really quick if the Heat aren't careful. No timeouts yet so far from Coach Yurkus. Trusting his wards so far.
McKinney already setting the tone for the Black Bears with 10 points to lead all scorers in the contest. Jenning Leong to the main man, Mike McKinney. McKinney stepping back for three. Too strong, Edwards. No Williams to bother him. Throws it out to Kenny Manigault. And Manigault will head to the line for two.
That's what I really want to see from Edwards. He had a monster game in that win versus
Mono
Vampires, but you know, he followed up that game with really minimal production, especially in the rebounding department. And so I'm happy to see him be active in the rebounding early.
And he seems to be the barometer, Coach Josh, for Macau. Every time the Black Bears have Edwards put up a double-double performance, it seems that they win.
Of course, you know.
Black Bears, very interesting fellow.
The young Canadian.
Yep, Charles and his mom are from Canada, but he traces his family's roots from Greece. Hence the last name, Hantomakos.
Hantomakos.
And he works out with his players right before the games, rebounding for them, giving them some pointers, reminders before game time. Very hands-on.
He's very, you know, he's in great shape too. He tends to take off his coat when the game gets tough. But if they continue like this with the game, you might see a relaxed version of Coach Charles.
Manigault 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And this seems to be a trend for the Saigon Heat. This is the same thing that happened to them in the last game against Mono Vampire. Trailing by many in the first quarter.
As Thompson got trapped, he threw the ball towards Young to save it, but Young got hit where you don't want to.
Nailing him where the sun don't shine. But Thompson apologized to him, and the ball will stay with the Saigon Heat. Leong a little bit shaken up still, but play continues. Tran tossing it to the outside, triple on the way. It does not drop for Din. And McKinney will slow things down and set up the play.
You see the three Vietnam locals on the floor are the three guys I really want to see production from. The Saigon Heat really need these three to step up. These three have a lot of experience. You know, they did well in the Southeast Asian Games 3x3. They did well in the Southeast Asian Games 5-on-5 men's basketball. You know, we know that they've got talent, but they have to really step up here in the ABL, you know, to provide help and production to their imports.
And what a stop right there. Graham went up for a two-handed dunk. But Edwards there for the denial. Edwards was called for an offensive foul here. And he can't believe it. But let's go back to that stop. Oh, rather, this is the offensive foul called on Edwards, just warding off Din on that play.
Wiping him out. Extra movement on that seal. But like I'm saying, you know, Sam Din, Justin Young, you know, these guys, and Tran, you know, gotta see more production there, more confidence when they're playing, and less of that.
Manigault recovers the loose ball. Kenny Manigault! The defense just disappearing in front of him.
And he turned his defense into productive offense. That's why I really like Manigault as a player. He plays on both ends of the floor.
And Thompson will get the lucky bounce from the corner as he continues to be the main man and the leader for the Saigon Heat.
Yeah, the lone bright spot so far. You know, the former Ohio State Buckeye. You know, I remember this guy in college, and he came out with a lot of videos and really showing out his bounce. You know, this guy can really get up there. Has some real bunny hops.
Graham airballs that three, wanted a foul, did not get it. Manigault throwing it down. And that's what a guy whose last name is Manigault can do.
Hey, if he continues playing like this here in the ABL, maybe we can call him the GOAT someday.
Edwards with the board, and he gets it to Manigault.
Just like that, Anton, it's a double-digit lead for the Black Bears.
And normally we see Kenny really aggressive, really vocal, but we're seeing a calmer version of him here today, Coach Josh.
Well, you know, the game is really under control right now, so no need for that.
Very different from when we saw him play against Mono Vampire. He was really vocal and intense.
Yeah, very different, you know, when you know coming in, you're playing the number one team in the league, so you'll for sure be hyped up for that. Different story for the Saigon Heat. They haven't been very successful this season so far. You know, they haven't turned things around, and really, they have a lot of work cut out in front of them. 2 minutes into the quarter, they've only scored 10 points as Manigault continues to really punish them on both ends of the floor.
7 points in the game for the calm Kenny Manigault.
And I believe that should be 2 steals and 1 block already.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. And he's also defending the opposing team's best player in Sam Thompson. Let's see if they can get Quino Williams involved. Quino, triple teamed. Has to throw that ball out, but the ball was tapped by Kenny Manigault. Manigault throws it out.
New face on the floor.
McKinney picking it out to the new face on the floor that you just mentioned. Kam Chi-yun could not knock down the triple try. Young to Quino Williams. Williams, oh, smothered by Edwards.
That's the thing. If you don't have enough local support around you, then other teams will have really just the confidence to help from the other guys and triple team the big guy. You know, giving him no space to operate.
Oh, what a pass. What a pass by Manigault. Finding Chonpong Lau for the three.
And this is big for the Black Bears. You know, they will have another game in a couple of days. And if they can rotate their players and these players coming in can produce for them, then they can be well rested and ready to go for the next one.
Oh, what a shot right there. Din is able to drain it. Good pass by Williams.
And we were saying, Anton, this guy should be the one to step up. The MVP, the reigning MVP of the VBL. You know, we know that he can ball.
Of course, Saigon Heat also missing the services of Durker, who did not travel with the team.
And that's huge. You know, Durker plays with a lot of motor, a lot of energy, gives him a lot of rebounding. And that's one thing Tam Din can really focus on. You know, not necessarily scoring, but improve on his 3.7 rebounds per game. If he can get 5 rebounds or 6 rebounds in this game, that's improvement enough.
Chance for the last shot here for the Heat. Manigault again getting his hands on the basketball. Justin Young throws it up. Does not fall. Black Bears still have time. But they could not get it off at the buzzer. So that will do it for the first quarter of play. A dominating start for the home team, the Black Bears of Macau.
Just clicking in all cylinders. Saigon offering little to no resistance in this quarter. You know, they gotta turn things around quick, or else this game is in danger of getting out of hand.
Saigon Heat.
Right off the bat, this game has a different complexion. I've watched a lot of games of the Black Bears, and I know that Coach Charles rarely rests his players. He rarely rests Mike McKinney. So right now, Mike McKinney's on the bench, and he's extending his bench. Interesting to see so far.
McKinney played 31 minutes in their previous game. Edwards played 36 minutes. Manigault played 37 minutes. So that's just the evidence of what you just mentioned, Coach Josh.
Little pick and roll action.
Oh, good move right there by Tran.
You know, Tran can really score. He can shoot it from deep. Can knock down those floaters. He has turbos, and his rubber shoes can really go and has a lot of speed. But can he really help in other departments like defense right there?
Here come the Heat. This is Quang Vinh Nguyen. Williams being given a lot of space.
And one.
Thompson with a finish.
You see him float in the air. Talk about hang time. Pivoting of that drop step, elevating, waiting for the contact, and finishing midair.
That right there was a description of what Coach Kevin Yurkas was explaining to me earlier in terms of what he expects from his main man, Sam Thompson. Thompson already with 8 points, leading the charge, throwing the first punch, so to speak. And now he's trying to complete the three-point play as the Heat try to fight back into this game.
And really, as we see Torian Graham checking back in on the ball game, really these two imports they both have good pedigree. Torian Graham was invited by the Utah Jazz to be part of their training camp, and in the D League, this guy can really put up points on the board. So I just really want to see these two talk about Graham, and then as we see. A little step back fadeaway jumper from McKinney, but I really need to see Graham and Thompson really be extra aggressive, demand for the ball, and try to really produce and keep this game close.
Now McKinney is just doing whatever on the court, whatever he feels like. He's like an artist. He's like an artist on the basketball court, Mike McKinney is. Meanwhile, Tran, too strong on that triple try. Here's McKinney. Graham is on him. Manigault looking for Edwards. Edwards could not finish. And Kenyo Williams comes up with a rebound.
Good weak side shot, just couldn't finish over the mountain.
Oh, Din missing on that scoop shot. Manigault secures the rebound. Manigault running the floor, zips the pass to Niang. Throws it out to Jennings Nyung for three. And Kenyo Williams secures the rebound. Thompson makes his move. Thompson,
that's
powerful.
More like it. Like to see really Thompson and again Graham just be aggressive when they get the ball all the time.
And Thompson breaks into double digits. He has 10 for the contest. Edwards. Manigault to McKinney. McKinney accelerates, looking for Edwards. Williams comes up with a steal, and here come the Heat. Din throws it out. Tran for three. Short.
He can knock that down. Just not finding the range so far. Talk about having confidence.
Yeah. Missing on that three. McKinney with a hop step. Manigault. Mid-range J is good for Kenny Manigault.
Rebounding has been an issue so far from the Heat.
12 points in the game for Manigault.
Let's see now if Saigon can execute this. They call their play ear.
Williams. Oh! We saw Kenyo Williams knocking down a couple of triples during the warm-ups. And that's what happened when Edwards gave him a lot of space. Made him pay.
That's a nice soft touch. But that was a broken play from the Heat. Again, unfamiliarity with the system. That's lack of practice time together.
And that was Williams' first field goal in the game. McKinney! Oh, blocked by Williams. Now Kenyo Williams making his presence felt. Thompson spins. Thompson absorbing the contact. Williams is there. Williams! Oh, could not put it down. Everything but the shot for Kenyo Williams. McKinney on the floater draws the foul.
That's just unfortunate for Kenyo Williams. You know, did a good job tracking down the ball, getting the offensive rebound. You know, like you said, he's a big unit. He's 7 feet out there. Probably he's 300 pounds. Just that he just lacks the balance and mobility to finish inside. Consistently, I should add.
He had that long jumper close to the three-point line actually, and then had a block. Could have completed the third great play for the Saigon Heat, but he's trying to get his legs under him. As McKinney will shoot these free throws. First one is good for Mike McKinney.
And so far, Williams, you know, I have yet to see him pivot away from his left shoulder. Everything is towards his left shoulder, towards that right hook. I don't know if he can go the other way, to be frank.
McKinney.
And again, unforgivable. That free throw, Mike McKinney, Saigon Heat giving up a defensive rebound off that free throw.
Young to Manigault. Manigault and Thompson. This is the featured matchup for the game. Leong, another open jumper. And Williams able to tap it to Graham. Graham. Tran. Tran moves closer. And that's his favorite weapon. That floater in the lane.
Yeah, that floater has been on point all game long so far for Tran.
Manigault gets the handoff from Edwards. Manigault showing us the touch.
Smooth the jumper off the ball screen.
And now we hear Kenny Manigault being more vocal. Uh-oh. Williams coming from out of nowhere, but could not hold on to the basketball.
It's just really good defense, you know. Graham is a big scorer, but so far the Black Bear guards are keeping in step with him defensively.
We have a timeout. The Black Bears lead the Heat by 10, 33-23, with 4 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first half. Staring at a 10-point disadvantage. Macau Black Bears comfortable so far as they hope to get back on the winning column after losing by 15 to the Fubon Braves.
You know what I'd like to see, Anton? I'd like to see Coach Charles Hantomacos put Nelson Chan in there and have him guard Koa Tran. So that we can finally see who has the best hairstyle.
Well, we haven't seen the famous vlogger in the game. I mean, he's always working on his vlog before game time, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of that later on in this contest. McKinney. Oh, McKinney.
Good defense by Justin Young.
Rarely do you see that happen. Great job by Justin Young to snatch the ball away from McKinney. Williams.
Oh yeah, there he is. He turned towards his other shoulder, almost got a lefty hook, but good offensive rebound.
That was the most aggressive I've seen Williams so far here in the ASEAN Basketball League. It's only been a little bit over a game. This is just his second game for the Saigon Heat, but that's a good sign as Young knocks down the three.
Talk about a good sign. Young, the shooter, has been struggling to put it in from deep. This season, any buckets like those is a welcome sign for a shooter to get his confidence back, to get his mojo back.
Kenyo Williams.
Edward!
Oh, that's what the Heat needs. An immovable force in the paint. Kenyo Williams.
Finally getting his feet under him, getting good position inside, using that screen. And this is where he can really be effective. He catches it. If he catches the basketball in the middle of the paint, then it's harder to collapse and triple team him.
Now here's the thing, Coach Josh. Edwards has not scored in this game. So we were talking about how he has been the barometer for the Macau Black Bears. But if Manigault continues to do damage, then they might be fine.
Manigault just telling us, I'm the barometer right here. Don't forget that. But yeah, Coach Charles has been trying different things in this ball game. He hasn't been asking Edwards to pop to the three-point line after screen so far, taking advantage of Williams. So we'll see if they adjust to that.
So Kenny Manigault just looked and saw Ryan Watkins sitting courtside, and he said, "Hey, that's Ryan over there." Nelson Chan and his hairstyle that you can't miss still has yet to be fielded in this game as Manigault and Edwards return to the floor.
Let's see what kind of after timeout play Coach Hanto Marcos comes up here. He's been designing really good one so far. Cross screen for Edwards. A little screener action, trying to get Jennings open again.
McKinney hopping inside. Manigault for three. Shot was to the left. Williams comes up with the board. Thompson, one man to beat. Throws it out. Graham from the corner. Grabs his own miss. Graham moves closer, and that's a foul on McKinney.
Good pass by Thompson to his teammate. Wide open for that three, but luckily, he got his own miss. He's able to settle himself down with a couple of free throws here. Hopefully get the scorer going.
Substitution here. Coach Kevin Yurkus sending in Sang Fan Din as Graham tries to do damage from the free throw line. That's only his third point of the contest, Coach Josh.
They need a lot more from him if they want to stay competitive in this ball game. And we know, he can provide the scoring punch.
Graham had 18 points in his debut, but shot a dismal 7 for 25 from the field against Mono Vampire. McKinney spins. Oh, he is just unstoppable. Michael Alexander McKinney.
Have mercy, Mike. He put the man fresh off the bench in skates all the way to the cup and won.
Anybody in front of McKinney is at his mercy. And McKinney with 15 points, looking to make it 16 to tie the output of Kenny Manigault. Yes, he does. So the two combining for 32 points already here in the first half, Coach Josh.
Talk about, just these two guys being consistent all season long. Looks like a foul by Edwards.
That's why I'm saying that if you have Manigault and McKinney producing the usual numbers and then Edwards steps in, they're going to be very tough to stop.
Very, very potent team Black Bears when they're, when all cylinders are clicking.
Now here's a problem, Coach Josh. Edwards has 3 personal fouls already. As we see him battle with Thompson there.
The guy, he has a big decision coming up. Decides, to sub his guy out. Edwards will be important in the second half for them. He hasn't hit a 3-pointer. He's a sweet shooting big. However, the tallest player of the Black Bears comes into the ball game, 6'8". He-man right here.
Junjan He, number 17.
Let's see how well he can match up against our English giant, Mr. Williams, who's starting to get his footing on this game.
Yeah, he's had some good post-up opportunities already, which was rare in the previous game.
But it shouldn't be post-up stuff it should be like deep seals in the paint. I'd like to see him really, as big as he is, to just really catch the ball deeper in there.
It's an 11-point lead for the Macau Black Bears. The Macau Black Bears sporting a 4-5 win-loss record as of the moment. Saigon playing in just their 5th game of the season. They're at 1-3 right now, but because it's a long season, we're not even halfway through it. It's very important to try to get everybody involved, especially the locals. And that's what we've been seeing so far for the Black Bears of Coach Charles Antomacos.
Right on that, Anton. As we see a 2-3 zone being thrown by the Saigon Heat towards the Black Bears after that timeout. But McKinney making them pay promptly with that 3-point shot.
And that is McKinney's 2nd triple for the game. He's got 19.
Here's the battle. He against Williams.
Williams
short-arming that one.
But as soon as he caught that basketball, he went baseline.
Was aggressive, as he should. Just short-arming that shot. Not really extending up, elevating. And trying to finish over the rim.
And he's just trying to make sure that he does not draw a foul.
Saigon Heat sticking with that 2-3 zone.
Manigault hopping inside. Manigault is able to convert.
And Manigault just shredded that zone defense with an end one. Quick timeout here by the Heat.
And when we come back, Kenny Manigault will shoot the bonus. Along with Jenning Leung.
But you alluded to this earlier quite a bit on the Black Bears have had a lot of games already. They've had a lot of close games. They dropped some close ones. They've had some big wins, so they know their identity already as a team. However, Saigon Heat, only their 5th game and already having a lot of personal changes. And as you can see, very unacquainted with each other yet, very unfamiliar with their own system, and not a well-oiled machine so far.
Manigault on the reverse. My goodness.
Being surprised by the full court press by the Black Bears.
Thompson could not put it down. Graham open 3, and Torian Graham knocks it down.
A scorer once he gets going, that he can get it done.
And he's got to produce a lot more. He only has 6 so far in the contest. Talking about Torian Graham playing in his 2nd game here in the ABL for the Heat. Manigault splits the D. Manigault overshoots that one. He putting it up and in.
Got himself a mismatch against Tran. That offensive rebound, the big guy, not disappointing. However,
oh no, a foul called on Manigault as he tried to swat the shot of Wen.
Very ill-advised foul right there. It's a tough shot already. You have a big lead, no need to get an extra foul coming into the 2nd half. Talking about Manigault.
And he fouled Nguyen at the buzzer, so
they have to check it if there's still time on the clock when that foul happened.
The officials are checking it right now. That's why the players are still on the court and not heading into their makeshift locker rooms here at the Venetian.
But beautifully made.
Yeah.
Makeshift locker rooms.
And again, we were describing our first experience coming here, and we were just very impressed that there's actually a basketball court here, a venue for players, fans to enjoy the great game of basketball here in Macau for the ASEAN Basketball League.
Head of officials Edith right there, making sure things are in order, making sure they get the right call.
I think it was clear that there was a foul, and Manigault even helped Nguyen up. So I guess it's really just the time remaining. But this is a huge 51-33 lead. The biggest lead of the game, Coach John, for the Black Bears. Teams head back to the locker room. The Macau Black Bears with a rude welcome for the visiting Saigon Heat as they are on top 51-35.
Black Bears to get this big margin.
This is a battle between two teams that made it to the quarterfinals in Season 9 of the ABL. The Saigon Heat actually experienced history by winning their first ever playoff game last season in ABL history by beating the eventual champions BTN CLS Knights at home. The Macau Black Bears, on the other hand, fell in 3 games in their quarterfinal series against eventual finalists Singapore Slingers. So these two teams went at it against the best.
You know, playoff contenders, they want to repeat that and change their fortunes. But there's a long way to go towards the season.
And I think last year the injury to Anthony Tucker really hurt the cause of the Macau Black Bears. I mean, imagine as we see Edwards tipping in his first field goal of the game, you play with your floor general for pretty much the entire season and you have to switch it up late because of the injury. That's very tough to do.
Tough for any team to be in. Really, you know, a lot of times really your season depends on health. And health a lot of times should just really, you know, the luck of, you know, being lucky and being healthy can just really make or break you.
And maybe that's why Ryan Watkins is here, reminding his former team, the Macau Black Bears, hey, if something happens, you know, he's going to be here to step in. But of course, we don't wish anything bad to happen to any player health-wise.
Of course.
And look at this move right here by McKinney. 3 guys had to step in front of him just to prevent him from
I don't know about
scoring,
that,
but
really
he got
looked
to the
like
line.
really looked like good defense by the Heat. McKinney forcing that one off, not passing it to his wide open teammate in the corner. Manigault even gave a smirk at the referee, saying that he doesn't know about that too. And that was McKinney's own teammate. But McKinney really just tried to start off aggressive. Normally you would see him zip that pass to his wide open teammate.
But as a coach, how do you deal with that? Like, what do you tell your players when it comes to defending a player who will get those calls?
It's just, you know, just do your best, follow the game plan, follow the defensive rules, follow, you know, the team's defensive rules. And, you know, it's up to the coach to adjust if you follow the rules.
Because McKinney is one of those players who will get those superstar calls. And McKinney trying to get another one here, but decides to dish it out to Manigault, but the ball was tapped out by Thompson.
Saigon Heat really packing the paint. McKinney gets the ball.
Williams meeting McKinney.
See a lot of red shirts all over McKinney. Somebody should be open, and that's their shooter.
Leong for 3.
In and out.
And that's a foul on Liang as Williams jumped up for the rebound. Was hit in the eye, but says he's okay.
Good defensive stop by the Heat. Let's see if they can build on it.
Grant. Oh, Williams and Thompson.
This is what I was, you know, we talked about this during halftime, Anton. You know, it's one thing where your locals aren't producing in terms of scoring, rebounding, you know, assists, the regular numbers. But if they are also leading your team in turnovers, then you're doubly hurting your squad. Right now, Tran has 4 turnovers, leading his squad.
Young to Edwards. Edwards for 3. Liang with the offensive board. Manigault inside pass to Edwards. He wanted to throw it down. Now McKinney will shoot from the outside. Shot was short. Edwards with another offensive rebound for his ball club. And Manigault is loving the activity of his teammates.
An offensive rebounding fest by the Black Bears. Coach Jurkis promptly subbing out the two guys that did not box out in that possession. Just unacceptable for Coach Jurkis.
And that's 2 imports being subbed out. Williams and Graham, the 2 guys who joined the team just last Sunday.
And just sending a message. You're down 20 points anyway. It's more important to send a message, play the game the right way, follow the defensive rules, or else even if you're the, even if you're import, you're coming out of the ball game if you fail to box out.
McKinney to Manigault, 7 on the shot clock. Manigault inside pass.
3 seconds.
They're trying to establish Edwards here, but yeah, too much time in the paint for the big man.
Yeah, he had a mismatch of those screens. Edwards had the right decision to post up. They just couldn't find him quick enough.
Justin Young will head to the line for 2 after that inside incursion.
Good sign. Justin Young being aggressive. Getting the free throw line. Again, this guy has good basketball pedigree. He just needs to be able to really translate it here in the ABL.
He's got 3 points in the game after that free throw. Young rattles in the second free throw. McKinney to Leung. Leung getting it to Edwards. Manigault wants it, does not get it. Thompson steals it away, and
Watch out!
Thompson will throw it down with both hands.
Effortless. Running the floor. Two-hand jam from the former Ohio Buckeye.
Bring the heat here to Macau.
Young, let's see. I thought he was going to throw that down. Off of the easy layup, but good ball fake. Faking the pass to the corner, freeing up the lane. Easy layup inside.
Thompson hangs in the air. And the ball will stay with the Heat.
Loose ball foul on Yang there. Pushing off on Justin Yang, who did a good job crashing the boards.
6 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here in the third. Din from the corner. And Leung comes up with a rebound. Manigault is running. Crossover by Kenny. Manigault looking for Brandon Edwards underneath, and that's a foul.
In danger of being called for 3 seconds again. Good thing Manigault was able to get him the ball in time.
Oh, Thompson intercepts that inbound pass. Thompson, like a racehorse down the floor. And Sam Thompson with a finish, he's got 16.
Look at that. Sam Thompson with, generating this run by himself for the Saigon Heat. Good trap.
And the interception, Thompson. Nguyen will put it up and in.
Hey, Saigon Heat getting a little run here. Surprising McKinney that time with the blitz, I like to call the ball screen, forcing the turnover. When Coach Shurika's benches 2 imports for failing to work hard on defense, hey, it turned things around quite a bit. Just changing the complexity of their energy.
Manigault fouled as he made his way to the basket. Let's take a look at it one more time. This is our featured matchup, Manigault versus Thompson.
I believe that foul was on Din.
And Manigault trying to energize his teammates.
Yeah.
Again, we've highlighted him as the vocal leader of this Macau Black Bears ball club. Sensing that they're a little bit lackadaisical, Coach Josh, because we've seen 2 interceptions that led to fast breaks for the Heat.
Exactly. I mean, subbing on the 2 imports, maybe the Black Bears thought that they've got in the bag. Saigon Heat players have other plans. Let's see now if the Heat can continue the momentum despite giving up 2 free throws at the other end. So it was actually Edwards who got fouled in that previous possession and not Manigault in that drive.
Thompson. Gets the ball back. Leung is in front of Thompson.
Oh,
And that's a foul on Jenning Leung. And
caught one in the kisser too. That ripped through by Thompson. Jellier in front. It was a close call. Ooh. It was being raked across the face right there.
and I can hear the voice of Coach Charles Hantomakos saying, "Come on, ref, that's not right."
Yeah, that was a close. That was pretty good position by Jenning Leung. And again, you know, I know he's known for being a shooter, but I'm impressed so far by the defense Jenning Leung has been showing in their games.
There you see Coach Charles Hantomakos not happy. Of course, he just wants to protect his players.
Nice out of bounds play right there. Oh, Thompson failing to convert. That was a nice back screen. Giving to Thompson, getting the ball on the block. Still to knock down the shot.
McKinney with the crossover, steps back for three. Shot was short.
Good box out. Who's going to get called? I thought that was good box out by number 30 of Saigon Heat.
Wale.
Wale, not the rapper.
Coach Kevin Yurkas trying to solve this puzzle.
Oh, Justin Young got the foul, and he fouled out of the ball game, just like that. That was the fifth of Justin Young.
It's a big loss right there. And Coach Kevin Yurka still complaining about the foul that occurred underneath. Thompson trying to be that leader to rally the troops.
That's a big one, just right when they were showing a bit of energy, bit of fight, you know. Yurkas was really adamant on them boxing out, and his team really tried to box out that previous possession.
And this was that play where it looked like Liang was going to take off for the dunk.
You had a clear lane to do it.
And then this was that powerful move by Thompson against two white shirts. Right now, the Black Bears lead the Saigon Heat 58-43 here in Macau.
You're coming and flaring Jennings right here. He's going to stop down here. Make sure you screen him on an angle so that you can flash the hoop out of this right here, all right? Okay? Defensively, keep taking care of the glass right now. Let's go. On three. 1, 2, 3.
McKinney. Third season in the ABL. Averaging 23.5 points per contest. His backcourt mate, Jenning Leung, at the line for two. First is good.
And even with Justin Young fouling out of the ball game, you know, finishing the game, early night for him, finishing with 4 points. Still, Coach Yurkas decides not to field in one of his imports that we bet, fielding in Tran instead and going small in this ball game. 2 point guards in the game, and 3 forwards.
And again, we go back to what Kevin Yurkas told us before this game, that they had 0 practices with both Williams and Graham. So with the game getting out of hand, or with the game developing this way with a huge lead in favor of the Black Bears, maybe Coach Kevin is going with familiarity among his players.
Or just going with players who will show energy out there. But you're right, you gotta try new things. But when you say I don't care if you are the Saigon Heat or the Miami Heat. If you don't have any practices under your belt, it's going to be tough for you.
And their arrival was pretty hectic. Williams arrived Sunday, had to play on the same day, and then 2 days later they're here in Macau as Edwards scores underneath.
The Heat badly needs size right now.
When missing on the 3, Edwards rises.
They're just being abused.
Getting that rebound.
Inside, yeah, right here again. Edwards taking advantage of the Heat's lack of size. Coach Yurkas calling timeout, trying to get his two imports back into the ball game.
Edwards flexing on the defense and giving the Black Bears their biggest lead of the game, 64-43. Scoreboard, it is now 66 for the Macau Black Bears, 43 for the Saigon Heat. This is the biggest lead of the game.
And just like that, Black Bears coming up with a run of their own. After that mini run of the Heat, building back their lead.
And that right there just shows how unfamiliar players are amongst the Saigon Heat Ball Club. You saw Williams, and that's what he's saying right now. He's saying he didn't receive the entry pass when he was trying to seal his man.
Exactly. And Jericho in that previous time was begging for ball movement, begging for toughness on D. And he's just really not getting the ball movement he wants in that previous possession. As Liang,
wow.
with a little dipsy on that dude.
He had to scale a mountain while in the air as Williams jumped with him.
So Liang, having a little bit more freedom. The locals of the Black Bears, it's their opportunity now to come in and ball out.
Williams to Graham. Graham,
tough shot.
In and out. And here comes McKinney. McKinney. Liang to Edwards. Ball is now with Jennings Leong. Liang from the corner. Nothing but sweet string music.
This guy's been hot. Keep feeding him the basketball.
He's got 10 points, Coach Josh. Graham floating it up and in.
It's a good sign for Torrin Graham. He needs to do a lot more of those. He needs to establish himself, make himself relevant in this ball game.
McKinney. Surrounded. Gets it to Kenny Manigault, who has been money
that
from
action,
mid-range.
Sorry, Don. That action has really been effective for the Black Bears. Coach Santomacos trying different things, going away from his 1-4 offense, going a lot more to the Spain pick and roll they've been running. That's the ball screen with the back screen by a guard. Most of the time, it's Manigault setting the back screen for Edwards after he sets a ball screen for McKinney.
Young, wow, he just stepped on the afterburners.
I like the football carry in traffic.
He knew exactly what he was going to do as soon as he corralled that loose ball.
Again, this is the weakness of the Saigon Heat, giving up a lot of transition offense, transition baskets. Here's another fast break opportunity by the Black Bears.
Right now,
watch out! Almost put him in the poster.
Well, he got the fans off their seats as he rose up for that dunk. Perhaps a tribute to the GOAT.
Just didn't get up high enough. And Manigault and Edwards both subbing out of the ballgame with only a minute left in the third. Again, Coach Santomacos has the luxury now to rotate his players as we see this almost highlight. A little bit more.
Well, they could afford to experiment for a little bit with this type of a lead as Graham knocks down the first free throw.
And if this keeps on going, this is perfect for the Black Bears. Again, quick turnaround for them. They have another game coming up in a couple of days. So if the more players Coach Hanto Marcos could rotate, the better for him.
So the only import who remains on the floor is Mike McKinney. Let's see if he can get involved here. So he tries to seal his man. Nothing there on that triple try for Lau. Thompson smells blood.
Oh!
Wow!
A white ball. That could be white ball.
Rising for the rejection on Thompson.
Good help defense. Good collapse. And again, just nobody to, nobody really running with Thompson for him to have a kick out pass anywhere.
So Chon Pong Lau, who hit a triple earlier in the very first period, gets a highlight rejection on the Saigon Heat's main man. Leung to He. One more try. Using the left hand, could not finish, but you see the #1 cheerleader right now on the bench, Kenny Manigault, standing up every time his teammates do something good on the court.
Din now, I mean, it's time for Din to, to step up here, be more aggressive, try to make things happen. I mean, he is the MVP of the Vietnamese league.
He has not scored since the first quarter. Finally, puts another point up.
And just really the woes continue for the Saigon Heat. We've been saying all game, personnel movement here and there, injury or illness. One of their main guys, Dirker. So they just can't get themselves going, as a team in this league so far. Good thing they've only played 5 games, so they'll have time.
Yeah, they haven't even played half of what the Black Bears have played, so time is on their side. McKinney again will get to the line. As we mentioned at the start of this coverage, 9 out of 10 from the free throw line in the loss to the Fubon Braves.
Just really there's also such a thing as impatience on defense, Anton. Just really, you collapse there, just hold your position. You don't have to swipe at the ball. You don't have to jump towards the guy with the basketball. Just hold your position, get your wall up, as they say, and force McKinney or any guy, any offensive player to shoot over you. So far, they've been giving up a lot of fouls all throughout the ball game.
22 points in the game for Mike McKinney.
It's just too easy for him right now.
23.
There's your guy, Anton, checking into the ball game.
Where the camera at? Where the camera at? Nelson Chan, #0, and the kids on the side, Coach Josh, screaming loudly as he checked in.
We've had the loudest cheers the whole ball game.
Let's see if he will remain on the court as we begin the fourth. Well, with this type of a lead, he should remain on the court. Give us a little show as the Black Bears have really showed out and balled out here in the first 3 quarters. 77-48 is our score. we hoped, Nelson Ong will remain on the court to start the fourth. But guess who's back? Kenny Manigault and Brandon Edwards. And Manigault is smiling here.
Big smile on his face, enjoying the ball game. They're like two different really energies on the floor. Really see the bench of Saigon Heat very despondent, really. They're really at a loss right now. Even Coach Jurka's very dejected look on his face.
Un trying to score. Edwards, throwing it to Coach
me.
Josh Reyes. Nice catch, Coach. Hey, you got your wish, except they're not defending each other. Chan and Tran are in the game.
Oh, and really nothing working for the Saigon Heat. It's been a long, long night for them.
Here's Nelson Chan. We know he can handle the rock.
Oh, the shooter! Getting it done!
And everybody on the sidelines, hands up in the air.
And there's a loose ball foul again.
Kam Chi-un backing it home.
So,
wait a minute.
It's a loose ball foul against the Black Bears, but the three-point shot will count. So the shooter, catching it, shooting it, and right here there will be a foul on Edwards. Loose ball foul of Edwards right there. And he has 4 fouls.
It's a good thing they counted the basket because a lot of fans would be very angry. Edwards rises for the rebound, gets it to Manigault.
That time, Din fails to score 1-1 against Un. Din had the size advantage.
Chan driving inside, trying to get it to Edwards. Edwards was not ready. And Manigault telling Nelson to float it up.
Shoot it. Maybe Edwards will get the offensive rebound. He's been doing it all game. He has that size advantage there.
Graham for 3.
That's what he can do. Just not enough opportunities for him.
Just 12 points in a game for Torian Graham. Ong. Or rather, Chan.
Yeah.
Un. To Nelson Chan.
For 3.
And there it is!
Down.
Nelson Chan. And that got Mike McKinney off of his seat.
Sweet shot. The man with the pink hair.
Din. Uncontested on that drive. I think he's going for the Justin Bieber yummy look.
And for those who are in, as the Black Bears reserves continue to pour it on in the 4th quarter, they're just really playing very loose.
And right now it's like an all-star game, you know, where there's pretty much no
talk about an
defense.
all-star game! He's not missing it this time!
Kenny Manigault raising the roof here at the Venetian. 27 big points for Manigault.
Graham just, nothing going. Just doesn't have the rhythm. It's going to be an all Macanese 5 on the floor for the Black Bears.
But that was some highlight. Like Kenny Manigault, he missed the dunk earlier. Got another chance to redeem himself. Chan. And the ball will go back the other way to the Saigon Heat.
Chan has a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. He just needs to improve his control once he gets to the paint.
And there's the matchup. Chan versus Tran.
The luscious hair versus the pink hair matchup.
In and out on that shot. Din is able to put it up and in.
prime opportunity for Din to get some confidence going. So let's see who will play the point guard. Will it be Nelson Chan for the Black Bears?
Because you have Kaelong Eong also on the floor.
Number 8 is their shooter, but ball handling duties right now. No look pass to nobody.
And this game was really blown wide open in the very first quarter with the quick 10 points scored by Mike McKinney, Coach Josh.
And the Black Bears hasn't looked back from then. Oh, what a sorry miss. Nothing going really for the Saigon Heat. Long night for them. Shooter wide open, got spotted right there.
On, fakes, drives, too strong. Manigault wanting a foul.
So far, everybody that has driven for the Black Bears has shot the ball. No kick-out passes whatsoever. Right there.
Coach Josh, I'm looking at the schedule. I believe you're still going to be here on Thursday when the Singapore Slingers come to town. Is that right?
It's going to be a tough game for the Black Bears. Again, quick turnaround for them. So this is really good for the home team to be able to rest their main guys. In fact, they're down one guy. We did not see their shooter,
Zihao Liu,
all game. We have yet to figure out if he's injured or sick, but he's not even on the bench.
Yeah, I don't see him on the bench actually.
He was the hero in that win against the Mono Vampires.
They're also down another man in Lai Ka Tong.
Exactly.
He's there, but he's at the back in warm-ups.
Exactly.
He's just wearing the warm-up jacket, but not warm-ups to warm up for the game. So he's inactive. Talking about Lai Ka Tong. So it's all Macanese and all Saigon 5 for both squads. Saigon will also have another game on Thursday, and they will be traveling to Foshan to play the Macau Wolf Warriors.
So they will be staying in the island, hopefully getting a few practice sessions before that game, try to fix the kinks in their system. They're trying to fix the familiarity even. Just running the plays, you know, just following the plays and remembering the plays have been a challenge for them, as Chan gets picked off quite easily.
Oh, Young snipping. Stepping on the sideline.
Back-to-back turnovers. Let's see how long Coach Antomaco sticks with this 5. But we got a timeout on the floor.
Black Bears lead the Heat 88-61.
They have a lot of teammates open, just risking turnover.
So Chan will check out. Lau will also check out. Jenning Leung and Liang are in, and we see Coach Hanto Marcos
Coaching his young players on the sideline, as he should.
He's not. He values that amount of time that he gave those players.
Exactly.
Coach Josh. Because you never know when the opportunity will come late in the season. And hopefully those players will be ready to deliver when their name or number is called. On. When. And Young stripping him as he went up for that shot.
Again, being a shooter, being a very good shooter, continues to just dribble the ball as soon as he catches it, putting himself in trouble.
Tran. Nothing but net on that shot.
Nice little jab. Jab step, pull up for the three.
Hey, the Heat are trying to make a ball game out of this.
If only they could make a layup.
Now, that would have been big, Coach Josh, had they made that layup. Coach Kevin Yerkes continues to bark out orders from the sidelines.
Gotta be careful here. If you give up a basket, then things would not be, you know, a laughing matter anymore.
Tran for three. Oh, that could have been huge.
Yeah.
That would have chopped it down to 15 with still over 2 minutes remaining. Leung nearly throwing the ball away. Liang to On from the corner. No, grabs his own miss. Will shoot again.
He's not playing around. He's not wasting his opportunity on the floor. He's always going to try to make a play once he touches it.
But the clock stops here. Black Bears are at the limit. And 2 free throws coming for Sang Fan Din.
I mean, I know there's a big margin, but you know the locals of the Black Bears still need to play the ball game correctly, because it's in these moments that you gain a coach's trust, and that's what you need. If you're not playing a lot, if you're stuck at the end of the bench, what you really play for is your coach's trust. So even in games like this, just continue to strive to do things the correct way, to do things according to your system, so that in the future your coach will know that if he puts you in the ball game, you know the system and you know what to do out there. And not just jack up shots and try to, drive to the hoop every single time.
Yang receives the inbound pass.
Certainly not to turn the ball over.
Bothered by the sudden presence from behind by Din. Crucial possession here for the Heat. When with Yang in front of him. Wale losing control. Tran, shovel pass. Oh, Saigon just can't finish at the rim.
Just not capitalizing on the mistakes of the Black Bears. The Saigon Heat committing mistakes of their own. They could have had a chance to knock on the door of this ball game.
So Liang just fouled out, Coach Josh.
He was, he was hot that stretch in the third quarter.
He fouls out with 10 points in the contest. First free throw is good for Din. He's got 9. Breaks into double digits. So that's 4 players from the Heat in double digit scoring. Din, Graham, Ding, and Thompson. Sam Thompson once again leading the team in scoring with 16 markers.
Uh-oh, you can't sub. I don't think you can sub. The ball is already in the hands of the inbounder. Can you sub?
And look who's back on the floor.
Yeah. Just Coach Charles Antomacos can't stand it anymore. It's too ugly for him out there. We need a little bit of order, bringing back Manigault.
Oh, and Leung could not properly get the ball to Kenny. Din for 3.
Uh-oh.
Hey, he was telling the kids to keep quiet. Oh boy. Wild pass. And Manigault asks for the basketball.
And why are you shooting? Okay, that's why you're shooting.
He got it back. He got it back. But I see McKinney getting ready to check back in, Coach Josh.
He checked himself back in. Tried to check himself back in. And there's Manigault.
Charleston, South Carolina represent. Just could not finish it. But wanting to finish with authority.
Uh-oh. WWE out there. No call by the referee. Like a back body drop attempted. But Manigault tried a windmill the previous time. And Macau Black Bears continues to jack up shots.
And this is what you were explaining, that even though it's a game blown wide open, as we take a look at this windmill attempt by Kenny Manigault, you have to continue playing within the system.
Play correctly. 55 seconds left. Run down the shot clock. Don't jack up quick shots. I know Lau made a couple already.
At the end of the third, the score was 77-48. And he is trapped.
In danger, that's a travel. Hey, a three-point shot will cut the deficit into single digits right here.
One thing we can say, Coach Josh, was when it turned into a locals versus locals battle, the Heat locals outplayed the locals of the Black Bears.
Yeah, they just trapped him.
Watch
out. Ooh. Almost got back right there.
And they've been stopping the clock too.
Yeah, stopping the clock, allowing to get points on the board. Again, while the clock is stopped, so not just really not finishing the game properly for the Black Bears. And we always say this to our young guys, basketball is a game of habits. You don't want to, after playing a good game, all of a sudden develop bad habits towards the end. You don't want to carry over this kind of momentum to your next game.
On.
Again, he just loves to dribble the basketball. Just pass the ball around without dribbling.
.9 seconds remaining. Manigault will just anticipate the foul because they're surrounding him like a bunch of bees.
Got it, yeah, double team Manigault right away. Still gets it.
Manigault with 27 points. Thought his night was over. Was already chilling on the bench with his towel on his back, but Saigon Heat locals made a run.
Yeah, just pressing the locals of Macau, taking advantage of the fact that Macau didn't have a natural ball handler on the floor. They had real trouble just even crossing the half-court line.
28 points in the game for Kenny Manigault.
And I believe finally putting this game away. Tucking in bed. And time to get ready for the next one.
Tran. On with the rebound. Manigault will just hold on to the basketball. The Macau Black Bears are about to get to 500. Back to 500 because it's been that type of a season, Coach Josh.
It's up and down season for the Black Bears. Let's see if they can, build on this, try to string wins together.
So it is official. Coach Kevin Yerkes and Coach Charles Hantomakos exchanging pleasantries in the middle as the Black Bears improve to 5-5 and the Saigon Heat fall to 1-4.
Black Bears taking care of business on their home floor. Saigon Heat left with a lot to ponder about, a lot to improve on. They gotta get there, act together, and I believe with more practice time together, they'll have a chance to do that.
Leading scorers for this game, Kenny Manigault, 29 points. Mike McKinney, who had 10 in the first quarter, finishes with 23. Coach Josh, let's talk about the upcoming games. Macau Black Bears will host the X-Man, Xavier Alexander, and the Singapore Slingers on Thursday. Your thoughts on that game?
Singapore Slingers, one of the favorites in this tournament, coming off a big win of their own, winning against Alab, Pilipinas at their home floor. So now they will be on the road here in Macau. And it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Two strong teams going at it.
And what about for the Saigon Heat? They will go to Foshan playing against the Macau Wolf Warriors. Based on what you saw today from the Heat, what are the things that they should focus on to try to get a W?
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I don't know if they'll have Zerker back for that ball game. They will stay here in Macau, here in the island. Hopefully get a couple of practice sessions for that game. Watch some film and really, look at the areas they really badly need to improve on. And that starts with their cohesion. That starts with everybody knowing the system and sticking with it.
Well, that does it for us here at the Venetian in Macau. Once again, the final score, the Macau Black Bears win over the Saigon Heat, 95-83. On behalf of my partner, Coach Josh Reyes, and all of us from the ABL, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you all for watching, and we will see you all again next time as we continue our rise to greatness in Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League.
Delvin, go right there, another block by Delvin.
Wide open is Regulish. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in! CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai, oh, everyone for the Black